I made a video the other day about my gas tank being clogged up and being dirty, and it actually became a really good sermon. I shared that with just a bunch of people, not even through this video, just sharing with some friends and family, and they were like, wow, that's a pretty good revelation. So here's part 2 of that. The other day it was called Keep Your Tank Clean. Now it's keep your components that come out of your tank, which is your heart. Keep those things clean. Here's the thing. I changed out my gas tank the other day, and I told y'all that I was going to make another video to let you know how it turned out. But when I took the fuel pump out of that gas tank, it was full of muck, and it was full of junk, and it was full of just stuff. It was nasty. It almost looked like mud. I took that thing out, and I was going to clean out the gas tank. But something told me, you know what? I'm tired of dealing with my fuel issues. So I'm going to take this gas tank out, and I'm just going to replace it with a brand new one. I didn't want to take the time to have to rewash that thing out and you know, deal with all that stuff. Okay? So I bought a brand new tank, cleaned out the fuel pump, put that sucker back in, and everything is running smoothly. The only problem is, now the fuel lines that are going from the gas tank up to the carburetor, those still have a little bit of residue. So every now and then I will hear and feel a little bit of sputter coming out of my engine. What's the point? There's 2 different points in this. Sometimes we don't want to deal with the mess that is in our tank, so we just try to replace it with something else, like I replaced my gas tank. Now, number 2 is, sometimes you can't do that. And so you've really truly got to dig inside that tank, and you've got to get that stuff out of your life, out of your heart, so that when you put the fuel in you, when you put life in you, now it's able to be purged. Now it's able to push through. Now it's able to flow with no problems whatsoever. One more thing that I wanted to point out also is this, that no matter how much you clean stuff up in life, no matter what you replace your heart with, whether you replace it with sex, alcohol, work, church, ministry, friends, family, whether you change it with all those things, there's still going to be residue that has to be dealt with in your life. That's what I have to still deal with the fuel lines that are going to my carburetor. Just wanted to point that out, that not everything that we deal with is never going to come back again. There's still going to be some residue that will be created along the way. So here's the key. It's easy and it's manageable to change a gas tank that's in your vehicle. But you can't just take your heart out and replace it with a new one and expect everything to function correctly. We're only given one heart in this life, guys. And so the way to do it is that we think about what we're doing. Then we're only 12 to 18 inches away to our heart. If those two things match up, if those 2 things start working together, now your spirit is made whole. Now your thoughts that come in can be taken captive to the obedience of Christ. Now what flows out of you will have no kinks. You won't need a new fuel filter. All you'll need to do is tap into what your mind and to what your heart is saying, and the fuel that's in you, that is your spirit, will be able to flow with no problems. Turn to Jesus, guys. It's the only way that we're able to do this life is through Christ. Visit my website, dfwsetfree.com. This is Pastor Paul once again, and this has been another Daily Nugget.